Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Etta Arlene Spiritcast. If you're new to this podcast, we talk about all things related to mindfulness, magic, astrology, tarot, Reiki, meditation, anything in that realm. Today, it's going to be one of those like free-form episodes. I think we're going to talk about just like spirit communication a little bit, and probably not like super in depth. We do have a guest. Her name is Divine Derica. She's going to be a couple, I think 2 episodes from now.
Yeah, we just interviewed her.
Yeah, and it's a great episode, and she really goes in depth about, like, I think spirit communication, and we have another guest lined up who, that is, like, what she does. Like, she helps link people, with their guides and stuff like that. So today we're just going to, like, touch on it, because we do get a lot of questions, especially right now. It feels like a lot of people are being activated or put online.
Yeah, put online. And I think that some people need to protect their energy more. So we're going to touch on that too, right?
Yeah, we can touch on a little bit. And,
okay.
And we can link the energy protection episode too, if you want. Because we do have an episode where I think we go in depth, I believe. We talk about Chris Penzak's book.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, before we get into it, do you want to tell them where they can find us at?
Okay, so you can follow us over on Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, YouTube at Etta Arlene. You can follow us on Twitter at edpro_PGH. We tweet a lot. If you go to our YouTube channel, we post Reiki videos almost every single day. You can go over there and like and subscribe and get the juice. And you can go to our website, ettaarlene.com, sign up for our email list to get a free Reiki session every single month. Kind of. We're going to get better at doing that.
It's fine. Yeah, so before we do the ad, we'll just go back, revisit the whole, like, people being activated thing. So a lot of people are having their, like, spiritual gifts kind of, like, start going hard.
Amplified.
Yeah, and if not, that's fine, too. It's just it's happening right now. It seems like something's like unfolding, something's in the works. A lot of people are also connecting with, I think they're people who are part of their like soul pod or soul team. I think that's another phenomenon that's happening. I'm not sure what's going on with like twin flame stuff, but we have Lindsay on again, and she kind of
talked about it.
Yeah, that's our next episode, our Valentine's Day episode. Actually, Derica might be before hers. I'm not.
Well,
just stay tuned.
Like and subscribe so you know what episodes come out. How about that? We'll do that. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Either way, we have Divine Derica and our beautiful cousin, twin flame expert, Lindsay, on again. Mm-hmm. So look out for those for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, at some point.
Yeah.
Like we said in the first episode of our season 2, we are trying to get better at doing a more regimented schedule with our posting. So look for, I think we're doing like every Friday, kind of.
Yeah, we're trying to do every Friday, and then if we miss Friday, it'll probably be like
Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you have to subscribe to get notified.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So when we say like people's stuff is being like amplified, so a lot of people who are like identified as being empathic or clairsentient are feeling like they're having a very hard time being in like large groups. Not that you hadn't had that, because that is like a common thing, but it just seems like it's more like you're really noticing the way like things feel. Another thing that is starting to gain prominence is the idea of a nature empath, and that's going to be somebody who's very in tune. I don't know if a lot of people talk about it, but people who are experiencing this, it's like you can feel plants, feel Mother Earth, feel animals, and it's like amplified. And then of course, the medium stuff, there are people who are like seeing ghosts, people are seeing light codes, people are channeling just out of the blue, people are hearing the voices, like certain clairs. So if you already had like some sort of like clair that was really like more noticeable for you, it seems like a lot of people are becoming more amplified in that regard. So for example, you're just like knowing stuff, so it's claircognizance. You're like, I don't know how I know this, but it's happening, and it's happening a whole lot now. Like, or like, oh, it looks like an ancestor is talking to me in my head. This is different. And then also, if it doesn't feel like it's amplified, we still all have these gifts, and it's the spirit world is still interacting with us. Mm-hmm. Like all the time, whether we acknowledge it or not. So there.
Yeah, existence is something. It's very interesting. So if you are feeling overwhelmed or feel the need to retreat, that's totally fine. Like, now's a good time to protect your energy and meditate, go within. And if these are new gifts or new abilities that are being unlocked, that meditation is what you need to start at. We keep getting contacted. Okay, so start with meditating.
Meditate, please.
Yeah, please meditate. Even if people always say, "Oh, I can only do 5 minutes." Okay, well then do 5 minutes, or just relax, chill out, and play some music or something, and just close your eyes and try to go within and continue doing that every day until you're able to get some answers from the divine or whatever you want to believe in.
Yeah, well, you like touch on energy protection. There's something interesting that I like learned recently about energy protection. So like we always think that we need to like keep external like energies from us, and then there's a lot of different techniques you can do to protect your energy. And one of them that people like to do is they like to create like this shield of light, of some sort of light. So whether it's you have like golden light around you or the mirror thing where you reflect stuff back, that's like a popular energy technique. That's really fast and easy to do. But you never think of how that also will protect other people from your energy. So if you're going through it, you can do that, and it'll help keep other outside influences from like making you feel worse or whatever. And then it also helps you not spread that energy out unintentionally to people that you care about, or people who are also empaths who don't need to feel that you stubbed your toe and you're having a shitty day. And I never thought of it that way, but I was listening to this guy talk about energy protection, and he was saying it's also like a two-way street. Like, it's being mindful of the energy you're putting out, and that's a way to be mindful of what you're doing. So like, yeah, I'm like in a shitty mood, I don't feel good, and I'm, or I'm going through dark night of the soul, like any of that stuff, you can shield yourself so you don't have like people and things coming at you, but you can also help not give that out to other people. I thought that was really cool, and I feel like now it makes me even more like, it makes me want to be more mindful about doing that form of energy protection, so that I'm not unintentionally giving somebody my like, if I'm going through something.
Yeah, especially when you're surrounded by a lot of empaths.
Yeah, and we have a friend, and I was talking to her, and she is very empathic, like extremely.
Textbook. If you Googled what an empath is, her face is probably right next to it. Oh my
gosh. But she was saying that her and her friend, who's also very similar, they'll ask, do you have the space to hear X, Y, and Z? So it's like the idea that if you need to like talk about something with somebody, instead of just going in, because some people who are like very open and receptive to those types of things will have people just like unload on them without, like, I don't know how many people are listening where you like go to a party or something and then this like complete stranger ends up telling you about their childhood trauma.
Oh my God.
Something like that.
Man,
and
I don't know how many times.
So basically she was saying that they have like this agreement where they'll ask before they just unload, like, do you have the space to hear this? Now, that was another thing, like, in regards to being mindful of the energy you're putting out, to just think to yourself, like, is this person I'm talking to going to be okay listening to me unload whatever is on me? And some people are fine with it. Like, some people are like, yeah, whatever, I want to hear, I'm here, I'm your support. And some people might be having a secret crisis and definitely not be ready for that. So it's just like some things to think about. I think we should play the ad though.
Okay,
what do you think?
Cool.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, guys, this is an ad. We believe in supporting small business, and today we're talking about the small business called Garage Cats.
They make 100% organic, handmade lip balm using hemp and cocoa butter. It smells amazing. It lasts for a very long time. They use eco-friendly paper tubes. They're pretty much awesome. If you are interested in supporting this business, you can find the link below or go to garagecats.etsy.com. We just want to take a quick moment to invite everyone listening to check out our shop at ettaarlene.com. If you like what we do, it is one of the easiest ways to support us. Plus, you will get our awesome handcrafted 100% vegan soy candles, our prints, books, oracle cards, and book a Reiki session. All of this can be found at ettaarlene.com and linked in the show notes. All right, guys, we're back. So I think Arlene wants to touch on energy protection a little bit.
Yeah, because in the intro we talked about, shielding and protecting your energy so you don't spread that, whatever energy you're working with, or take on other people's energy. And it's literally as simple as just calling in divine white light to surround you in a column, or asking your team to shield and protect your energy. And that also ties in with a lot of things that we encounter online or just interaction with people. We can develop the energetic cords and attachments, or have these attachments take away our energy. So you can call back, return to sender other people's energy, and call back your energy healed and cleansed. Is that something you could do throughout the day or whenever you feel called to? It's literally that simple. Give it a try.
Yeah, I think there's lots of forms of energy protection, so obviously like what she said is forms of energy protection. Boundaries are forms of energy protection, like what you let in your space in the physical realm. And we're going to get into the mental realm in a minute, because that's something that I think we should talk about. And what you will and won't do is another form of energy protection. Media you consume, that type of stuff too is important. And then obviously if you are a part of a practice or a lineage of some sort, there's going to be those. So we didn't forget about like salt and, that type of stuff, like the herbal
crystals.
Forms of
There's
protection.
A lot of things you can do. And we actually have a playlist on our YouTube channel with Reiki infused videos that are specifically for protecting your energy. So you can even just have that play in the background on silent just throughout the day. If you're in a work situation that you don't like, just hit it.
Yeah, and then obviously one of the best things they say is to like try to keep yourself vibing high.
That is the best way.
And
Karen's friend, who's the demonologist, said that's like number one tip is to keep your vibe high, because the lower energies, lower attachments can't stand it.
Well, here's an example. So here's a scenario. You're moving about your day. Things are going good. You wake up, you're like, today's a good day. You do your affirmations, whatever you do. And then you end up like spilling coffee all over your stuff you need for work. And you're like, oh fuck, that happened. And then you are doing something else and you're like late to going where you need to go, or like these like little like minor inconveniences. So then what can happen is we'll take that small thing and make that set the tone for the entire day. And then it like will roll onto itself, and then we'll start using these things as examples as why like not just the day sucks, all of a sudden your life sucks, and you just keep compounding, rolling. So what you have to do is try to let those small things roll off, because sometimes they're like, dare I say, triggers from a like darker thing, or it's just like to see how you react to it, so like if you let it roll off of you, then your vibration still stays high, and then you start perceiving things differently. So then you're not looking for reasons why things suck. You start to look for reasons why things are better. So that's also like a way you can protect yourself. And depending on what you're doing too, what kind of practice you're having, and who you're talking to in the spirit realm, and X, Y, and Z. So when we touched on telling things to go and setting boundaries, you can do that with your mental space as well. And I don't know if we kept it in last week's episode. I'd have to like re-listen to it. But you had asked, you had mentioned like maybe we should talk about how to know when things coming in are yours, like thoughts are yours, and information is actually yours. And it's something that's really important to me, because I think that helped me out a lot whenever I was dealing with like attachments
and the intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. And so we're gonna preface this by saying that if you need mental help, if you feel that you need to speak to a therapist or a professional in the field, never, ever, ever hesitate to go. Just don't. Please see. If medical professionals are exactly what they are, there for a reason.
It exists for a reason.
Yes.
And if you feel called to want to talk to somebody or feel like you need to get diagnosed with something, or medication or so on and so forth, like it's there for a reason, and there are a lot of benefits to those services. So it's something that you should explore, and there are a lot of different people out here, a lot of different types of therapists that can help. So if you use one and you don't like them, go try another one until something fits.
Well, it's like that with the physical stuff too. Like sometimes people are seeing things, like seeing a lot of orbs and stuff like that. And if you're worried, I mean, it doesn't hurt to see the eye doctor. They tell you that you're fine, and then it's spiritual.
Yeah, it's confirmation.
Yeah, or like I know sometimes we can have physical responses to certain energetic things that are going on, or what kind, various healings that we do, stuff like that. And if you're worried, like, oh, my stomach's been like really hurting, then if you're really worried about it, just go to the doctor. And then if you are fine, then like you said, it's confirmation. You know that, oh, it's because of the work I did on my solar plexus. And there's no harm in that. I don't think there is.
No.
But if you don't have a history of weird stuff, and then you start having these types of like thoughts roll in, usually there's like, I feel like too with like the lower vibrational like thoughts, the like really like self-degrading like thoughts that can come in, usually are like linked whenever shit's going like down. Like whenever you're feeling like really low in life, then all of a sudden those thoughts start spiraling in. Have you ever noticed that? And then when you're
definitely.
But when you're fine, you don't have those thoughts. So it's almost like this thing's like trying to keep you there or something.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed is that I'm talking about myself, if I'm vibing really high and everything's going smoothly, all of a sudden there might be something that might happen to try to trigger some of the lower emotions. And then once you get down in that energy, it can feel like it's hard to get out sometimes, because there are situations that are occurring to keep you right there.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's tests from the universe. Sometimes it's testing to see if you are who you say you are, or you have healed from something that occurred. So take it like that as well. Yeah.
So like, so let's say like, when receiving guidance, so our guides and spirits and stuff will often, so they talk to us in ways that we understand. They talk and use references that we understand, because the whole point is that we get it. And
they don't want to scare you.
Well, yeah, so the voice that they can use is your own voice. And that doesn't, like, you can also have other types of spirits that can talk in your voice to you as well. And then some people, it is a different voice. That some people it is, and they, we don't talk about this stuff, because we're always like, oh my gosh, I'm like crazy.
It's a lot of stigma.
Yeah, but some people do, and our brains, like, we're all perceiving the world differently. We were talking, I don't know if we had talked about this on the episode, we were talking with friends, and it was like, how do you think? Like, are you thinking in words? Some people are thinking in just images. Some people are thinking in a combo of both. There are people who think in like feeling, like just feeling. So imagine like, you're planning out your day, there are some people who are going to plan out their day by visualizing what they're going to do, like visualizing themselves having coffee, visualizing themselves, reading a book, where there's other people who will have narration. Okay, today I'm going to, so that's how like,
there's some people who have nothing.
Yeah.
It's just darkness. There's nothing there. It's just completely gray or whatever.
Yeah. So like, that's just, there's communication that's going to be in the way that we like operate. And a good reference point is one thing is, whenever you're having thoughts, are they coming from I or you? We talk about that frequently on the podcast. So are you having a thought that says I suck, or are you having a thought that's like you suck? If it's you suck, then it might be an external thing. But you can also have good stuff come in too. Like you might have a thought that's like, you're amazing. That might be one of your spirit guides.
Yeah.
Juicing you up.
Usually if it's coming from a loving standpoint, it is.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are really interested in working with spirits and stuff, and a
lot of people, I don't know if it's a lot of people, but in our realm.
I'm telling you, there's a ton of people on TikTok channeling deities, allegedly. I don't know what people's experiences are. Do you? But, like, you're like, oh, I want to know if it's my guides. I want to know if it's something that's good for me. Well, they're going to always talk to you in a way, they're going to be patient, nice. Now, they might be, like, snarky and, like, silly or, like, eye roll, because they all have their own personalities. Like, I know one of my guides is kind of, like, a goofy, you know.
Yeah,
here we go
definitely. Again. Like, really? Or we're doing this again? Okay.
Again, if that's what you want. But that guide is still patient, still loving. I don't feel scared. I don't feel like, I don't feel like oh my gosh, what's he gonna think? Oh my god, no, like, not that at all. And if you're having this spirit communication that's claiming it's something and they're making you terrified or they're making you uncomfortable or fearful or worried about your well-being, then that's probably not who they say they are. Another indication is...
Or it's something that you shouldn't work with.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting messages, this is something I think is important. And I think we talk about this in Derica's podcast too. If you get messages that tell you that... it's doom and gloom and there's no solution, that's probably something that's just wants to, like, feed off of your fear and isn't your guide, even if they're like, yeah, I'm totally your guide, Mark, like, totally. Definitely. Just so you know. And then they might, because some of you think they, like, tricky, so they might tell you some things that are like true, like, oh yeah, it's so true, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, like, if you get in your car today, you're probably gonna get into a car accident, just saying. And then they don't give you any solution. Like, you're like, well, how am I going to get to work? And there's no solution.
They're not telling you to turn left, turn right.
Yeah. You know? Like, your guide would be like, when you drive to work, you're going to want to be really careful. But, like, you were saying, but you're going to just take the other route instead. Don't go your normal route. That's something that, like, because your guide's giving you a solution.
Or they'll say, just don't go.
Yeah.
If there isn't an alternate route to take. And we touched on it in the last episode we published about how the thought will come in one time and that's it.
Yeah, and then, like, or if they're, like, the worst kind for me is, like, whenever, you hear these, like, messages that are, like, really doom and gloom. God, the world's ending. Like, okay, what? Then no solution, nothing. Like, okay, I'm here. But, yeah, so those are kind of, like, the things to be mindful of. And I'm not discrediting anybody's experience. Like, everybody's spiritual journey is on their own, and, your experience is your experience. But don't discount the things that come in, because there's also, like, the good stuff that comes in that we'll often discount, and just think that it's not from this loving energy.
Another thing I think of is it's not going to want you to hurt or suffer or affect your well-being, because everything of the highest Christ light is of love. And they're going to be providing you with information or guidance that's going to benefit you, not hinder you.
Yeah.
So that's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Or to do great sacrifices.
Yeah, because there's, like, I mean, we don't have to get into this episode. There's different types of, like stuff in the spiritual realm that could possibly want to work with you. And sometimes there is, like, stuff that's, like, could be, good, but then it might have, like, its own interest in mind, or there could be some, like, conflict of interest is what I'm trying to say. Or not, they might, like, I know there's a common one where they don't value the physical form.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know that's, like, a common one. So there is, like, guidance you can get from these spirits, these particular type. Like, there is, like, information, but they don't value the physical, So you have to be careful, because they might, like, poo-poo things that, like, you need.
Like, we incarnate here in this physical form for a reason, to experience this human experience, not to escape this human experience. And that's something that people need to think about. Yeah,
or and then, like, there's another one that interacts with people, and it's, like, the opposite, where it makes you only consumed with, like, the physical realm. And obviously you want to have, like, balance. So you'll hear things like, oh, find this on the middle path. You hear stuff like that. that type of spirit might be interested in, like, or might provoke you to be more interested in, like, money, fame, wealth, stuff like that, and, like, make you disregard some of the other aspects of yourself. So you're like, well, what do I do? That happens. And what you do is you tell it to leave. And that, no, thank you. And the circumstance will be different based off of what's going on. So if it's just like you're having negative thought processes, you go, okay, this isn't me. This isn't from me. And even if you feel like it might be, you can still do this. Like, this technique works no matter what. You just say, no, this isn't me. I love myself. Bye. You're not welcome here.
Active thinking and active listening, and being in control of what you're allowing in. So, if, like you just said, if a thought comes in that you do not agree with, that you don't, even if it is something that's in your subconscious mind, this is how you do the subconscious mind reprogramming, is by a thought comes that you don't want to even subscribe to anymore. Say, no, no thanks, leave. Not interested. And rewrite it. Change the wording to something different that you do want to manifest or shift into.
You know, if it's involving more like spiritual contact, and you are, like, nervous about it, you can call in your spirit team. Our spirit teams are comprised of various entities that are here to assist us unconditionally. Now, there's different interpretations of it. I always say spirit allies and spirit team, but you'll hear a combination of a lot of different things. And so, like, for me, and this is something that could evolve as well, but currently, like, I encompass all my spiritual team, and like, say something like the archangels are not going to be specific to one person, contrary to what some people like
choose to subscribe to.
Archangels are for the highest good of all. Now, you might have an archangel that you work with a lot, but that doesn't mean that, like, that is your specific. When we say your specific team, there are angels, guides, energies that are specifically for you. The archangels are not one of them. They are for everybody. But that doesn't mean they're not your spirit ally, where they come in and they help you and you have a relationship with that angel and, like, they're your friend. So it's up for whatever you want to call it. It's still part of it. So that's like deity, stuff like that. Now, you can call them in if you have a relationship with a spirit ally, like a deity or a ET is another one that are big galactic. Elemental, archangel, stuff like that, they can help. Or you can have your tight team that's for you. There's different types of spirits that are on your own individual team. I know there's, like, a protector spirit we all have. Then there's a gatekeeping one, I believe. And then there's ones tailored to what your life purpose is. So you can call in them, they'll do it. Ancestors are great. You can just call in some spirit help to get whatever you want gone too, if you're nervous about it. And then when it comes with working with spirits, like, if you were calling in certain energies, you don't have, just because, like, a cool, like, energy comes and wants to work with you, doesn't mean you have to.
No.
You can respectfully decline, or, you know. So, I mean, there's that. I don't really have anything else about the spirit communication. I don't know where we were going, but do you have anything else?
Not really.
Okay. Well, there's Reiki
at the end of this episode. Yes. So stay tuned. And so like and subscribe so you can get notified for the next podcast. Thanks for listening.
Bye.